Guys, welcome to GameBet. Today, bringing you another video, and today we'll be covering an awesome duo win I had, 20 kill total, and mainly we're highlighting our community member and moderator, Dill Pickles. This was a duo win with him, so this is kind of the Dill highlight reel, as he carried me to this amazing duo win here today in this video. So he ended up dropping 14. I think I had about 6, and it was a really good game here. So let's actually back out. I'm going to show you the weapons Dill was using. So the gameplay is going to be from my perspective for the most part. But he basically just carried our entire team. So this is the loadout that Dill's going to be using in the video because he just has some insane snipes and goes ham with this AK-74. So looking at his loadout here, first off, and then we'll jump into the gameplay. You can see for the monolithic suppressor on the AK, going to give you that sound suppression and the damage at range, with the cons being the ADS speed and the aim walking steadiness. Spetsnaz Elite Barrel, best barrel probably for the AK, just to use it how the AK is. It's not a ranged weapon, and it's with 5.45 rounds, it's very good at close quarters. So you want to take advantage of the range that you can get with those rounds. So the Spetsnaz Elite gives you the damage at range bump and the bullet velocity as well. The cons here are going to be the aim down sight speed is going to be decreased, but it's going to be very slightly. And we're going to be mitigating that elsewhere, so it's not a big deal. So we'll select that. Next up, tack laser here. So that's going to make up for any ADS speed that we lost with previous and upcoming attachments. So we're going to get the ADS speed, aim and stability, aim walking steadiness. With the cons, just the lasers visible when you ADS, which again, not a big deal. So we'll select that. Next up, we'll skip the optic and the stock, and Dill's going to be using this sleight of hand perk for quick reload. Because we only have a 30-round magazine, sleight of hand perk allows us to quickly reload, and again, 5.45 rounds on the AK is actually one of the fastest TTK weapons in the game within that. I believe it's around 20-meter mark, so a close-range weapon this is, but it actually does, it ends up being pretty effective out to some ranges I've had up 50 meters or so. It can be very deadly, so go ahead and put on the sleight of hand perk, and then obviously we want the 5.45 ammo conversion to convert this from an AKM to an AK-74M, and it's going to give us the fire rate increase, and the recoil control will be easier. Cons here are going to be the damage and the range, so you can see there how that plays out. Now, Dill's not running a grip with this because you don't really, he's on PC, it's a lot easier to control recoil, and again, you're not using this for long-range AR engagement, so this is really meant for close quarters, and it destroys at those ranges. So this is the AK-74M that Dill's going to be using here in the video. Really nice looking build, especially with that Midwest Industries M-Lock handguard on there. So we'll go ahead and back out. Next up is the ZRG 20mm or the NTW, the Denel NTW 20mm in real life. So the loadout he's using here is going to be the wrap suppressor, the best in slot for the sniper rifles. Sound suppression, vertical recoil control, bullet velocity increase, and the effective damage range. So the cons here being the aim down sight speed, the aim walking steadiness, and the aiming stability. Then for the barrel option, you want the best in slot being the 43.9-inch combat recon for the best bullet velocity for this, and it makes it, I believe, the best bullet velocity for any sniper rifle in the game with this barrel. So the only con here is the aim and stability, which again, not a big deal, not that important for the sniper rifles, especially Cold War. Next up, the SWAT 5 milliwatt laser. So this is going to give us the aim down sight increase, which is going to help out a lot with this heavy weapon because it is a 20mm weapon. The aim and stability is going to be a pro here as well. The cons are the aim walking movement speed, and the laser is going to be visible to enemies. But I believe it's only when you're not ADSing. So if you're ADSing at a target, but again, you're sniping, so that no one's going to notice this at a range anyways. They are going to see your glint, but other than that, the laser itself will not be visible. So select that. Now the base optic is good here as well as the base stock. Next up is the airborne elastic wrap. So this is going to be the aim down sight time, the flinch resistance, and the aim and stability, with the cons here being the ADS firing movement speed, fire movement speed, and the sprint to fire time is also going to be a con here. But again, this helps out again with ADS speed, and the flinch resistance are your main ones here. Aim and stability is going to make up for the con we got with the previous barrel attachment. And then next up, 5 rounds of 20mm rounds. So it's going to increase our ammo capacity from the 3 round to the 20. And the cons here being the quick reload is going to be a little bit slower because it is a heavy magazine with those big 20mm rounds. So that is the NTW 20mm from Denel that Dill's using. This is the loadout that he's got. Jump into the gameplay here. The loadout I'm using, give you a quick glimpse. I'm running just an M4 with a Predator barrel on this, as well as my typical Barrett 50 cal here. Nothing crazy, but again, the gameplay is focused on Dill just saving my butt. So this is the final design. Let's go ahead now, and we will jump into the gameplay with this, and I'll walk you through this amazing duo win where Dill just carries me completely. So jumping into the gameplay here, you'll see we started out in Promenade, and we landed, did a recon, or a scavenger actually, and here basically we know there's some enemies over on this building. You can see Dill just easily snipes this dude. I try and clean him up, and then Dill just domes him in the head again. So fast forward again, we get the loadout because we did that scavenger, so we got a quick loadout here. However, right now there's people pushing us from gas stations, so precision airstrike, I probably should have waited on this loadout, and I ended up getting, actually isn't the loadout I wanted, but I thought I would have had enough time to get inside. I didn't, so I'm definitely a little frustrated at this point, just because I got killed, just really unfortunate. But Dill just downs this dude with a Milano and cleans him up. He's got time to revive me, and then he's just going to go ham and kill this other guy too. So there's one more guy pushing from gas station here, and Dill just snipes him with whatever weapon he picked up right off the ground. That I'm assuming it was a K-31. Just one shot, headshotted this guy completely. So here we're going to fast forward to me actually doing something. We picked up a hit, and I moved up on a train just to see if I could get eyes on this guy. And there you go. There's the duo down there. So this is our bounty. And again, nice clean headshot there with the M82. I'm going to drop the airstrike on this guy. However, I think I overshot the airstrike, and it ends up missing. And this guy crawls around the corner also, which he got away pretty quickly. Didn't expect him to move that quick. But I'm going to clean him up now. We look around for his buddy for a little bit, but his buddy just left him. So fast forward a little bit more. This is a crazy engagement sequence here. We're trying to move over to the mine area here up near police, just because it's basically center circle. And you can see here we're pulling up, and now there's an SUV behind us that is just won't leave us alone. They're shooting at us, probably some FARs or something. And here, this is another bit of me doing something and then Dill doing a lot. So basically our Jeep is about to blow up here. I'm trying to get us to these sand piles so we have some sort of cover here. Critical damage, I'm going to get out, throw my mind in case that vehicle comes by, which he wasn't close enough. I down the first dude, and then the second guy here, I down him. The other guy has a self, and Dill cleans him up for me. So really nice sequence there where we were able to get those guys. I mean, they chased us, wrong team to chase, and here are another cars coming now, and Dill is just going to do his thing. So he snipes the dude out of the car. And again, the NTW, basically, because it's 20mm, it's almost like you have built-in full metal jacket. It's the largest sniper caliber we have in game. And then here, he has the one guy downed. The other guy you can see there who I hit once. And I'm going to try and clean this guy up, and Dill ends up doing a nice flank and getting him there. I believe with the AK, he ended up getting him. So really nice sequence there. We just took out 2 teams in a matter of probably about 10 seconds. So I'm going to move up towards Dill, try and loot these guys. And now we have shots coming from the mining building where we're trying to move to here. And you can see there's a guy up there. So I'm going to try and get eyes on him and get this guy. I don't know how I missed that second shot, but I down him with the third. And then another car comes in and downs me. So again, I just can't believe that my luck here so far. So I'm going to have to use a self because Dill's busy engaging 2 different teams at this point. We have the car team and the team up at the mine shaft who I was able to down 1. So you know he's at least getting picked up. So at this point I'm going to plate up. And then this car is still driving around. So I wasn't paying attention to my ammo. And then here you can see Dill snipes him out of the car with the NTW. So the NTW, just an amazing sniper rifle, basically built-in FMJ. And again, allows you to really get guys out of vehicles pretty easily as long as you're accurate like Dill is. So here again, this team we know is up in this building that we had downed previously. Dill's able to go in. He just pushed straight in as I'm kind of plating up and things like that. And kills the one guy. I'm going to push in the bottom floor, and this dude's just unfortunately hiding in the corner. And I made a bad decision there of just throwing down the mine instead of... I should have continued and played that differently, but... I'm able to win Gulag and come back here. And I'm going to drop down and get my weapons. And here we go. Basically, I watching a heartbeat, and we know there's a guy here below us. We have him on heartbeat. So this is another guy that I think that team we killed initially in that first car sequence that you saw earlier, they dropped back on their stuff. So at one point here, this could be them or not. I'm not sure. But this guy pushes in the building. Dill's got eyes on him. I'm going to try and get a different angle and come around. But again, Dill doesn't need me there, and he's able to just kill that guy pretty quickly. So now I had died again, and Dill brought me back again. And so here I'm just picking up some weapons because I can't get on the roof to my stuff because I got sniped up on the roof is how I died. Picking up these weapons, and Dill's able to kill one guy up on the hill. This guy comes out of nowhere. I'm able to kill him with this MP5 I picked up. Able to pop a UAV, and I picked up this Grow, which at that range was great, and I'm able to clean that guy up really quickly. That guy broke me earlier. I had an M4, which I should have kept. Another guy's M4 with a VLK with a Grenadier barrel. I should have kept that over this Grow, because the Grow itself, with this Ranger foregrip, the side-to-side bounce is just horrendous. So you'll see that come into play later, where it's just abysmal to try and hit somebody. So here, I know Dill's just on fire, so I'm going to try and just push up and draw this guy out if I can. Now, I just missed him with that Molotov. Again, he's a rose skin, so he's very hard to see there. And again, he's running, I think, a Milano he has. And again, Dill with the AK-74 gets in there. You can hear that reload. He ended up having to reload, but that sleight of hand came in clutch. That 30-round magazine, the fast reload helped out a lot. So now, luckily, we both have gas masks. We got to push down. You saw a truck over there to the right, so that we know there's a team there. And there's definitely guys in police that we know of, or around police areas. So we're trying to get to some sort of cover here, even though there's not a lot. I see a guy down there on the right, and then Dill gets sniped here from what we believe is somewhere in police or the garage of police. So he's going to crawl down at me. I'm going to tap him there to get that revive. So he keeps himself. And then again, I know there's people down to our right somewhere, and we know there's a team to the left over at police. So there's 3 other people left at this point, 2 other teams. So this airstrike comes in. We're going to rotate to the right. And again, we know there's teams over here. So here, I spot this guy, and again, you can just see this Growl with the Ranger that this guy had. Just horrible bounce on this side-to-side. Vertical is easy, but the horizontal bounce makes it impossible to hit this guy accurately. Probably that's maybe 60 meters, so it's very hard. Could be 70, but I can't hit this guy. So at this point, I have to push. And again, this guy came out of nowhere. Dill saved my butt there. I'm able to kill this dude. And at this point, Dill got shot. This is the last guy. He downs me because, again, I just didn't have the plates. And Dill, again, with the AK-74, was able to kill that guy. So Dill just carrying us here. And I believe we'll see here at the scoreboard here in a second. I believe it's a 14 kills that Dill had. I ended up having 6, I think, somehow, even though it didn't seem like it. But Dill revived me. I think I won Gulag, and Dill revived me at least once or twice from the buyback. And he picked me up a bunch of times, too. So Dill definitely led the way with this one, and I was just kind of there trying to do what I could to keep up. But the loadout there with the AK-74 and the MTW, just amazing. And again, Dill Pickles, just a really good player on PC. Great member of the community, and one of our moderators here. So wanted to highlight this game. We got first place. The other team was not happy with us. And again, we should have died so many times, but Dill just definitely just crushing it in close quarters there. But you can see Dill had 14, I had 6, so we had 20 kills total. Really good win. Let me know down below what you guys think of the loadout. Let Dill know in the comments how good of a game that was for him. He just went ham. And leave your comments down below. I'll leave you guys with that. Till next time, this is Buffeter Gaming.